And this is the Hello World tutorial number 10, option B, or part B, which will show you how to set up the edit for this movie in a much easier way. Now, first of all, we define the movie object here inline. Instead of defining it inline, we're going to define it within the attributes. Now, normally attributes are public, but we're going to define a private attribute called movie object. Type is test amp.movie, is private, is true, and as you can see, I haven't stored it into the view state either. So this will only be accessible when this object is loaded. Let's save this. Now we will go into the render and we're going to edit some of this code a little bit. First of all, I'm going to delete. Actually, I'm just going to first copy this code, and I'll show you why I'm copying it. And then I'm just going to delete this entire code section. Okay, delete that. Then I'm going to go into the data, and I'm going to delete the movie object variables that are being passed because there's no inline movie object anymore, and we really don't need this. Even though they don't necessarily need to be deleted because they will just simply reference the movie object that we defined in the attributes. It's needless code. So now that's been deleted. And then finally, we're going to have to do some modifications over here as well. But we'll do those modifications at a later point in time. Now let's look at loading the movie. First of all, let's save the changes here. Let's go to the movie, web part, and then let's add a special tag called MyBase, which will allow us to have a special event called the load event. Now what the load event will do is run code when this web part is loaded. Let's add it, save the changes, which will give us direct access to MyBase. And then I am going to do something that I haven't shown in other tutorials. We're going to access not the code sections but the clipboard. We just copied some code here and we're just going to add it directly within this load event. I'm going to have to modify it a little bit here. Edit the code and remove the opening and closing, and then we remove the reference to the object, and now we have the code that's going to be run during the load event, and it will only be run once. Save that. Save the changes. Well, we don't need to save the changes to the file, but let's go back into the file. Now let's go back into the save. Now since the object is already accessible, we don't need to reload it. So all of this goes away. The system already knows if the object has been created new or it's been loaded, so we don't need to worry about the creating of the object. We simply need to set the object properties, and the save will handle the insert or the update into the database. Let's save these changes, save the changes, and then let's build. There is one thing that I did forget to mention. I'm going to go back and add the view state property into the variable that we defined. The reason why is because we're accessing this variable in an event, and an event needs the object after it's been loaded the first time. So we're going to view state store it, and we're going to save that and save the file, and then let's rebuild it one more time. Okay, as you can notice, there's nothing different. Functions and works the same as the other option, but it's far easier from the coding perspective to manage and view. Far more easier to understand. I am also going to change one other item that we did not change. The add movie button, which would be right here. Edit the code, and we're going to change it to edit. There we go. So now, when we rebuild it, the add button will also work. Okay, so now when we go add movie, as you can see, we have the add movie and we have the edit movie. We can go add movie here, new movie, 2000 is active, and as you noticed, it went back into the edit movie because we had clicked add movie from here. So we can cancel out of there as well. But if we delete this new movie, there we go. This concludes the Hello World tutorial Part B.